because I was not like really skinny, they said she's looking too strong in the outfit.
क्या बात कर रही हो?
And they gave the outfit to someone else. But you know what? When I walked back into the changing room, if this happened to me 8 years back, I would have felt like shit. I would have gone to the changing room and been like, I'm not going to eat tonight. You know, I'm going to diet even more. I'm going to become. I walked into the changing room smiling, thinking that these guys haven't evolved. I'm suffering from cancer and I'm bald. Are they going to tell me I can't wear a wedding outfit for my wedding? You know, that's what came to me. And I think that event told me something. And then COVID happened.
On today's episode of Twisted Truths, we have with us a person who doesn't shy away from wearing multiple hats. From the world of modeling, she has very smoothly transitioned into the world of yoga. She strongly believes that living for others is a major driving force in her life. She's fun, she's energetic, and she's ready to spread the power of yoga throughout the country. Let's delve into the world of Sneha.
Cheers to this wonderful chat.
So as I was saying, I think change is the only thing that is constant.
Yeah.
And I've seen you evolve over the years from, I think you're still taking modeling assignments.
Yes.
But I think right now you're more focused on a different journey or a different path, is what I understand from seeing you.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Huh.
And the thing is that, you know, when you first start off being a model, it's a lot to do with yourself.
Right.
You know, rather than proving anything to the world, first, it's actually about proving something to yourself. I don't know whether a lot of people realize that. Because mostly it's to do with your physical features.
Correct.
You want to prove, improve, tell yourself that you're good enough, you're pretty enough. And I think then you hit a phase in your life when you're growing into being a woman and you feel like you're done with that self-gratification. You're done doing for others,
right,
fitting in a bracket for others, and then you just want to serve other people. You want to find a purpose in your life where people remember you.
But I think this thought is not prevalent in many people, you know, because I have not come across a man, woman, or any other gender saying this. Like, it's very rare to hear such a thing, that someone who's been in the limelight to actually take a decision कि नहीं, अब मुझे लाइफ के ग्रेटर पर्पस या ग्रेटर गोल्स के लिए काम करना है और उससे बाहर आके अब ये करना है. तो और when you're, and that too when you're habituated to a certain lifestyle with the cameras on you, the flashlights on you, so is it difficult to move away from one? And why do others not think that way? I know it's very difficult for you to speak on behalf of others, but what is your take on it?
I think everybody has two different personalities. There's an external and an internal personality. There's a charisma that I kind of carry outside, and there's a, you know, internally a good human being that I want to be inside. And I feel like there's a lot of things that happened to me initially which I don't agree with, I don't resonate with, but I still went on with it because, like you said, if I have to speak for other people, it's a rat race that everybody is in. You know,
absolutely,
everybody wants to come first, and that's what we're even taught in school. Even if you come third, it's not a good thing. You have to come first. You know, if you're a mediocre student, it's not great. You have to be the best. I was kind of tired of wanting to be the best for other people. I wanted to be the best for me. You know, and that's when I realized that if I'm doing this for me, finally, this is my purpose in life, and I want to help people find the best version of themselves. Because I saw people like suffering from insecurity. You know, like you can make out when you're speaking to a person because you're in that business. You know,
and you're talking primarily in terms of the modeling business, right?
Modeling business, even like normal people. I'll tell you why insecurity. It's like if I tell them that, you know, if you do this, you will be benefited in so and so way. I can't do it. I can't do it. The people, I think, generally just tend to focus on the can't more than the I can. That's the problem, you know, and that's what I feel. I'm not a big person in this world who has like huge contacts or knows important people.
Right.
For me, it's like, you know how you put namak in a khana, it's a very small grain. But if you don't have namak in a khana, you understand what a big job namak is doing.
Correct.
You know, so in my own way, in my little life, when I die, I want to be able to think or have this memory in my head that I helped those people and they're grateful that I came into their lives. You know, that's my purpose now.
So have you always been an eternal optimist, or has it now changed? Because
Never. Oh, not at all. It's not something that I'm born out of my mother's womb, being this confident girl. Matlab, ab mujhe Jhansi ki Rani I am. No, not at all. It's something that you train yourself to be.
So when did the first thing happen? That first click, that change happened. Yeah, when you realize, नहीं, अब मुझे थोड़ा सा कुछ अलग करना है. And why so? Like, what brought about this?
I think change? You know. See, I'm not going to say anything about anything. Everything has a good and bad side. Whether it's modeling, whether it's yoga, you do too much of it, you get injured.
Right.
Okay,
right.
I got injured too.
Right.
Now, modeling also has this very bad side where you're ridden with self-doubt. You have to wake up every single day thinking, who do I have to look perfect for today? Okay. So there reached a point in my life where I think I had done enough work. And I felt that I did not have to have a certain kind of hair or certain kind of body type to fit in a group of models.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And when I felt that I was being discriminated, after doing huge amount of work, I felt like I needed to take that step for me. So, you know, what I did was I cut off all the noise and I listened to my inner voice. That's what I did. Because we all have an inner voice. Half the time we kind of
suppress it.
But I listened to it and I walked out of a show. And I had really short hair then. And they had booked me for a show. And it's not like I sent pictures with long hair. I had sent pictures with short hair, but then they were having issues. And I was just like, you know, tomorrow if I'm suffering from cancer and I'm bald, are they going to tell me I can't wear a wedding outfit for my wedding? You know, that's what came to me. And I think that event told me something. And then COVID happened.
Acha.
So I kind of told myself that enough of competing with and trying to, you know, validate myself for the world. I'm just going to focus on keeping myself happy. You know, listening to my mind and my heart, and slowly I kind of ventured into this whole yoga thing.
So when we talk about the modeling industry, we often hear rumors or often hear noises about discrimination in a very major way, which you also spoke about. So how rampant is it even today?
It happens even today. In fact,
could you give us an instance like where you faced?
Very recently, I just did another show, and it's you know, they say that, oh my God, you know, we're using plus size models and all of that. I think it's all a farce, because, you know, when you're in the show, the people, they come in with a certain mindset and a certain stereotype that if you're a model, your body type has to be like this. But you can't ask Beyonce to be like Keira Knightley, and you can't ask Keira Knightley to be like Beyonce. Their bodies can never be the same. You know? So I was given an outfit, I remember, very recently, and when I wore it, because I was not like really skinny, they said she's looking too strong in the outfit.
Kya baat kar rahi ho?
And they gave the outfit to someone else. But you know what? When I walked back into the changing room, if this happened to me 8 years back, I would have felt like shit. I would have gone to the changing room and been like, I'm not going to eat tonight. You know, I'm going to diet even more. I'm going to become... I walked into the changing room smiling, thinking that these guys haven't evolved. Even if they give me another outfit, I know I'm going to rock it on stage. It doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter to me. I've reached that stage in my life. I'm not going to berate myself because, you know, they think my body's too strong. I think my body is banging. I don't need to wait for someone to tell me that. But 8 years down back, I would have been this girl who would be suffering from inside. You know, that outfit was taken away from me. You know, I wasn't appealing in their eyes. I wish my legs were skinnier. I wish my waist was thinner. I wish my hands were thinner. And that happened to me very recently. But
so anyone who's, say, starting off as a model, who is dreaming of being in the industry, dreaming of being in front of the camera. So these young girls or young boys, they also suffer from insecurities in a major way, because especially they're immature, they're young, so they're even pressurized. So what will be your message to them? I know it's very difficult to understand and accept whatever you're saying, but like it's we are at a point where they have to really even if you're starting young, you have to put your foot down ki nahi mujhe.
That's the difficult part, you know. So it's easier said than done, like you said. When you're first starting off your career, and you know, you have a lot of things at stake. You want to be noticed, you want to be recognized.
Correct.
You want to be into shows.
Correct.
There are going to be people who are going to hurt your feelings, and you need to have a thick skin if you want to be in the industry, because there are certain prototypes they're looking at. You know, you can't change that. Right. If you're going to be a chartered accountant, you're going to be good in your math or whatever is required to be an accountant.
Correct, okay? Obviously, yeah.
So your physical statistics need to be a certain way, but I would say never lose yourself. Really be authentic about who you are and what you want to bring on stage and what you want to do for yourself, you know. The will to do something good for yourself rather than like pleasing the person in front of you.
But I think it's easier said than done, no?
Especially it's easier said than done, but then, you know, if you really have yourself grounded, I'd never lost my ground.
Right.
I didn't lose my ground. I didn't lose myself. Ye karo to ye karo, wo karo to wo karo. I heard it. I listened to it. It hurt me. It made me stronger. But I didn't lose ground. It gave me confidence. You asked me where I got my confidence from. I got my confidence from when I walked on stage, when I wore those outfits. I was a diva. I felt like a goddess. I give most of my credit to my modeling life for the confidence that I have today, to be able to speak like this today, to be able to walk in front of so many people today, but not at the expense of losing your mind and losing yourself.
Right.
Being authentic, saying, okay, if somebody says that, oh, you need to be this and this and this, just be like, I'm sorry, if this doesn't work for you, take your hands off it. Another door will open.
So given a choice that you have to start your career differently, would you take a different path, or would you continue with the same path that you took?
I would change nothing about what I've gone through. I would not change anything. I think anything and everything that happened to me was so important in for kind of building the person that I have become today. Whether it's my modeling, whether it's my yoga, everything. Whether it's me being bullied in school, the reason why I became a model, you know, that was why I became a model, because I was so insecure.
Tell us about the story.
I was really bullied when I was young. I didn't have too many friends. I used to put oil in my hair and go to school, have two chotis. And every time it was Children's Day or Teachers' Day, we would get to wear colored clothes, and I would be really excited, and I would wear like really like, you know, those, like, make an effort. And then, you know, there are always these bunch of girls in school who are like these mean girls kind of group. And, you know, I remember them. And, you know, they would make fun of me. And to the extent that when you grow up always remembering what happened to you in your childhood. You never forget that. You know, I was starting to become an IAS officer. That's what my parents wanted me to become.
Okay.
But clearly that didn't happen, because I was like, oh, I've got through Xavier's, now you have to let me go for Miss India. So it was not something that Miss India matlab mujhe world ke liye hona hai. It was something to prove
khud ke liye hona hai.
To myself. It started like that, you know. So I got into that line because of that, and then everything just kept falling into place because of some supreme power. I don't know, luck, hard work. It's everything put together. You can't just give credit to yourself and say that, oh my God, I'm a self-made success story. Then there's no humility in your story. It's your family. It's a support system. It's a little bit of luck. You build an empire, but you also empower the people who supported you.
Correct.
I mean, I think that's what people are genuinely lacking nowadays, because I see so much arrogance around. Like, people look at me, if I don't talk too much, they think I'm arrogant. But you just have to say one line to me or word to me and say hi, and then, you know, I can be your best friend. But I just feel like everybody in this world is not as approachable, you know. Like, if my fellow model or my fellow yogi is suffering from a problem, I'll have my heart open and I'll talk. But I didn't have that when I was starting off. No one helped me there. But that's one.
And why do you think that is? Because of jealousy, or because of insecurities, or because what is the reason?
I think.
Or has the world become a cold place?
I think it is not their fault. Also, you know, we tried to kind of hide it ourselves. That, oh, it doesn't matter. No, it didn't matter to me. It's okay. It's okay. We also try to hide it, no, because of our own self-esteem, self-respect. So I'm not blaming anybody over here. You really need to understand energies, you know, and I've sort of begun to understand that once I started this whole practice of mine to understand an energy of a person, to understand if the person is okay or not. All this awareness was not there when I was back. I'm sure those people, because we're so into this whole makeup and who's looking at my hair and my this and that, and I'm like, that's why I feel so lost when I'm put in that space again, you know. I'm like physically there, but mentally, matlab main apni room mein hu, when I'm just sitting and I'm like, are you okay today? How are you feeling today? You know, nobody asked us that then. So that's it.
So what was your first modeling assignment and when was it?
My first modeling assignment was Miss Teen India.
Miss Teen India.
Miss Teen India. I went for that, and I came around. I think I came third there. Then I went for Femina Miss India. Then after Femina Miss India, I went for Asia's Next Top Model, but I was representing India, and I made it to the top 10 there. And I came back, and then my modeling assignments started happening. Oh, I went for Grazia Cover Girl Hunt. Quite a few actually, you know, here and there. But honestly speaking, it's not like I was never. I was never like desperate for it.
Right.
I gave it my hard work. हुआ तो हुआ, नहीं हुआ तो नहीं हुआ.
तो कभी फ्री में काम किया है?
नहीं. Yes, for newspapers. भी नहीं. अभी भी newspapers के लिए.
तो वो लोग जो newspapers जो free में काम करवाते without naming any magazines
for free.
अच्छा. तो उनके लिए कुछ प्यार भरे शब्द?
I think उनके लिए I'll just tell them that nowadays even parking has become 40 rupees. Yeah. We used to pay 10 rupees.
वो लोग अभी भी free में काम करवाते हैं.
That's what I'm saying. We used to pay 10 rupees, 5 rupees. Now parking has also become 40 rupees. Now if you feel that you have some amount of conscience, that we also come with a certain expectation, you know, and because of humanity, we also don't say, because it's been going on parampara in a certain way. So if you have the courage to break the parampara and do some good to humankind, which means be kind to humans also, not just humankind, I think you could tweak the rules a little.
But कोई तो आवाज ही नहीं उठा रहा है. उठाना पड़ेगा. ये कोई free में कोई कैसे काम करवा सकता है किसी को?
It's not about free. It's like, you know, I remember when I started off, you know, oh, you will get good publicity when you come in this magazine. You know, it's a good magazine. I don't know about actors and actresses. I'm talking on my behalf.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But after a point in time, for me, I was like, I don't need publicity anymore. Boss, you're not paying my phone bills.
Correct.
You're not paying my phone bills at home. Like, I need money. I don't do this for publicity anymore. So, you know, when that consciousness comes in, and you're not just blind love.
Yes.
The girl is beating you over, the boy is still madly in love with the girl, or the boy is, you know, cheating on the girl and the girl is still blind. It's like blind. When you open that blindfold and then you see things for what it is, I think that's when reality hits you and you're just like, you back off and you're like...
So do you still work for those magazines?
No, I haven't worked for a magazine for a long time, but yes, I still work for the papers and I work for them because I share a very good relationship with them. They are my friends.
Achha. In that case, I think
they're
it's
my
still
friends. Yeah,
chalega,
and I love them to death because they've seen my evolution from being a model and everything, and I would do it for them any day. So
what is the biggest challenge that you have faced as a model? Biggest
challenge I faced as a model. Trying to fit into shoes.
Like literally?
Yeah, I'm size 11.
Achha.
And they would give me shoes that are like size 8, which is why today I have deformed feet because of that. If you see, this has happened to my feet.
Oh, this is because of modeling?
Yeah. It's because of modeling. And that's the biggest challenge I face. I think they should start making shoes that are larger for women so that we don't have to fit into shoes that is 3 times smaller and be in it for 7 to 8 hours and walk. And then when your feet comes out of the shoe, your feet looks like a amoeba. It doesn't look the same.
It doesn't look like feet anymore.
The toes have become something like gone on top of each other and they just don't look like your feet. So like, and I was very insecure. Like I would always wear like sneakers because this had happened to my feet. And like people will look at my feet and like, your feet are so weird. But now I'm just like, fuck it, you know. I sacrificed this because I wanted to be there on that stage. I wanted to give it my best. But it's a problem that I faced. And I think health is the biggest wealth for me.
Right.
I'm not talking about mental issues. There are many mental issues also that people face.
Correct.
But right now at this point of my life, I consider health very important more than money. So if you ask me that question, it's my field.
So you're saying health as in physical health or mental health or both?
Both.
Right.
But this I faced physically. This was a physical endurance that I had to go
thankfully
through.
You don't have to face it as much
anymore. Yeah. And I'm very glad.
And what is that one? So from the outside world, so people who are not in part of the industry, what do you think is the biggest misconception they have
about what?
About the modeling industry or about models in general?
About the modeling industry, about models. Well, it's a very easy job. Oh, tumko just camera, very easy clothes. You just 50 outfits, very easy. Just slip into it and slip out of it. I think they think it's a very easy job because we're just blessed with a slightly above average gene pool, and they think we do it it's easy for us. It's not as hard. I feel, because when they come with the proposition, they make it sound easy. Whoever comes. And then when they see us working hard, then they realize, oh my gosh, he's working so hard. But during the real proposition, when it comes to giving the money, then they make everything sound easy. You're getting the the play over here. It's a mind game. And then we also think, we'll do it. And then when we also reach the job, we're like, oh my God, we're dying. Can't do it anymore.
Correct.
That's what happens. But now, of course, I've also learned.
So have you ever had any uncomfortable experience apart from the shoes, that you've been given an outfit which you are not comfortable with at all, yet you have to put it on and then pose? Or an uncomfortable experience in general, not in regards
in uncomfortable experience? I'll be really honest. I have never ever been proposed or put into an uncomfortable situation ever. It's very weird. I know it's happened to a lot of girls.
Right.
It's something that does happen. But for some reason, I've never got a phone call. I've never been put in a situation where I felt uncomfortable, unsafe.
That's how it should be anyway.
Yeah, it's never happened to me. I think I've just been a little luckier than the other girls. I don't know whoever has faced it, but it's not happened to me. So I really can't comment there.
So, in your opinion, is sexual exploitation prevalent in the industry?
Absolutely. Just because it's not happened to me, and that's what I'm saying. I was just lucky that it's not happened to me.
And what's your take on it?
I think.
And how rampant is it?
My take on it is very simple. There's no hoo-ha about it. I just feel there are two things. Either you take a shortcut, and if you take, there are no shortcuts to life. There's no shortcut to spirituality. There's no shortcut to fitness. There's no shortcut to material success. You take a shortcut, you're going to burn out eventually.
Okay.
But in modeling, if you want to be there and make a ground for yourself, either you're really good at what you do and they are bound to take you.
Right.
There's no question of them that, they want to sleep with you. They just have to take you because they're so good.
Right.
I believe in that.
Right.
Either that or if you wish to go through shortcuts and you want to do whatever it takes, then you do what, that's up to you. I'm not going to judge a human being.
Right. Obviously, we should
I feel that if you're a talented person, you don't need to kind of sell your talent like that. You wait. You have to be patient, and things will happen, work out for you, or you really work at your expertise and it'll happen. But also there are certain things like, when you're doing ads and stuff, for example, if I have a very good relationship with the director, or, a girl could be way more talented than I am, but because I have my PR skills stronger with the director, I might get the job. Now, see, these things are not in your hands. This is not in your control. So you should not rack your brains and stress about something that is not in your control. What is in your control is working hard, being consistent, being disciplined, and giving it your best. If you get the job with that, good for you.
And coming to the connections part, the PR part, how important is connections in any sector, not just modeling?
I think it's really important, but I'm really bad at it. I'll be really honest with you. It's something that I really wish God, that's a skill set. People just come and, they just know how to make these conversations with you. And, and I've seen people do that with me as well. And I'm in my head, I'm like, why am I making this small talk? Why am I making this small talk? And I'm like, when can I get out of this situation? But they're just doing their job. They're just doing their job. But it's very important, I would say, because you don't know who can help you.
Correct.
So
exactly.
you don't know when who can help you, and you
Yes.
can't conquer the world alone. You need a team. You need and if there are people who are willing to help you, why not? So I think it's important to work on your skill set, on your PR skills, but not to the extent that you ass-lick someone. Don't stoop down that much that you're literally like,
yeah, I can understand what you're saying.
You're licking that person's ass. You keep your ground and you speak to them, and if they like you, good for you. They like your energy, you like their energy, they will help you. I believe in that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
a lot of young models,
yeah,
they again, irrespective of the gender,
yeah,
okay, a lot of young models believe that it is and this is something which we have generally heard from our sources and all of these places, that they believe that connections is the only thing that can make them reach the top.
Right.
The hard work, the skill set is all secondary, which I think which you don't believe in it.
Not at all.
So, but with this whole new set of people coming in, because there's always a chain, there are new people coming in every year. So, what do you say to them?
I just think they're spending more time on the noise, on thinking about the noise, on thinking about what people are saying, that, oh, you need to have connections, rather than really spending time on what they should be working on themselves. I think they need to be more confident about the art that they are delivering to the people, to the arts, and once they become super confident, I don't think this should affect them. Like if I'm taking an audition and I know 5 girls and I don't know 2 more out of them, but the girl who I don't know walks into the room and my jaw drops, I'm not going to give a shit about the girls
whom you know,
whom I know, and that's a fact. No matter how partial you are as a human being, you can't hide reality. You could be more partial towards X, but if I walk into the room and you're completely like swooned over my work, your conscience will tell you this girl was good. Even if I don't make an effort to talk to you extra, oh, so where do you stay? Not needed.
Right.
Just believe in yourself. Walk in with that confidence. They're bound to take you. That's what they need to do. They need to believe in themselves.
So nowadays, how do you balance your month? So how many days are you doing modeling, or how many days are you into your yoga practice, or is it very organic? It just comes with the flow?
Yeah, it's very organic. So for me, yoga is like how you take to brush your teeth and take a dump every morning. That's yoga for me.
Right.
You feel uncomfortable if you haven't done your stuff in the bathroom, and you come out, you're like, okay, something's unfinished. That's how I feel when I don't do my yoga, because I feel it centers me as a person. I was a very short-tempered human being. Okay. So it's really changed me as a person. I feel like I have become a kinder person. I feel like I could have done so much more in so many moments of my life to people who I didn't help at that point of time. So I feel like that it's like a drug that I take every morning, a good drug that just helps me give good energies and be kinder to people. And modeling, yeah, that's like, for me, that's like extra money coming in. And for me right now, it's more of like a branding that I'm doing for myself. I don't like working for everything, because I don't think that I need to do everything now. I do things that I resonate with. I work with people I've worked with before who are very close to my heart. But I don't do stuff like that doesn't make sense to me. Like on the Instagram, when I open Instagram, I see a lot of rubbish. And it's sad that sometimes even I get submerged in that rubbish, because you just want to, you don't realize that you're on the phone and you're watching it. Then suddenly the awareness comes back and you're like, what the hell are you seeing? You just put the phone back and you're like, I don't want to do this. So I also keep a break between my work on the Instagram, because I don't want to lead my life on my phone. How many likes have I got? How many views have I got? How many this? That kills me. If I'm spending time with my friend or my husband, but my mind is on my phone. Kitna like hua, kitna like hua. And I'm not lying about it. It happens. Maybe there are people who are really sorted, who are like, who do their job and they are very like stable. I'm not in that space. So what I do is, I do as much as I can do. Then I completely space out from there, cut myself. Completely cut myself off. Because I think that's needed. A detoxification is needed from the phone, from looking at the screen and like worrying about like mera followers bara ki mera ye hua, this person's content is better than this person's content, and I'm like, dude, no. I mean, no, don't want to live my life like this.
So coming to Instagram, have you ever received any weird or creepy DMs?
Absolutely.
What was the weirdest DM you've received, which is really stuck in your head?
Today I got a video from a girl that she sent me a lesbian video. In the morning today.
Of herself or of
I think of herself and two more other girls. So I didn't know whether to appreciate it or whether be like how to react, whether I should send her a heart, even reply.
So what did you do uske baad?
I just saw it, and if it was me 5 years back, I would have blocked it.
Acha.
I just thought to myself that maybe she's just thinks I'm attractive and she sent this video to me and appreciate it. And it's okay. Let it just be. You know, I don't have to react to it. You can respond to yourself, but you don't need to react.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So that's what I did. I responded to my head and I let it be.
So when it comes to yoga, a lot of people have this thought that yoga also means diet.
Yeah.
Is it true or is it not very interrelated?
Yeah, I'm
going
to get a lot of yogis angry now. It's not about diet. It's more about becoming a vegetarian, becoming vegan.
Are you a vegetarian?
Not at all. I love eating my chicken. I love eating my mutton. I'm sorry. I mean, whoever's like into.
But it's your choice.
Yeah, it's a choice, and it's something that I think comes to people. You know, I don't think it should be forced, and
obviously not.
It should not be forced, and it whatever works for whoever's body, because everybody's body is different. You know. But of course, I would say there's a saying, like one of my gurujis told me, that eat like a king for breakfast, and eat like a businessman for lunch, and eat like a beggar for dinner. Because my question to him was, Guruji, I love cheesecakes, I love brownies, I love cornetto ice cream, what do I do? And he just looked at me and he was like, listen, you can eat all of this, but just maintain this. Not like I end up eating like a beggar for dinner,
right.
I do eat.
But you follow a proper diet, right?
No, I don't follow a diet. I eat ghar ka khana. If that's diet for you, that I try to eat as much ghar ka khana as possible, which is rice, dal, fish, cooked in normal oil. There's no fancy quinoa and zucchini and all that happening in my house. It's just proper bhat, march, because honestly speaking,
and I think in the correct portions, right?
In the correct portion, but if I'm hungrier, because I work out for 4 hours, you know.
Yeah.
So I eat like a jungli when then there's food. It's like a pahar of rice. So people won't believe it when I tell my friends that I eat rice, I eat this, and I eat this much. They don't believe it, but that's okay. It's not for me to convince them.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you know what happens? I have seen my grandparents, I have seen my grandfathers. They have fantastic hair. They have fantastic skin.
Right.
They don't use like high-end luxury products.
Correct.
Nothing.
Correct.
And I want to age gracefully, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend my money on like really expensive stuff and then lose my hair. Look 10 years older than my age, and it has a lot to do with the food that you eat, what you're putting inside your stomach. That's the internal glow. It's not the makeup.
Right.
You know, today if my skin is looking darker, it's because I've not put sunscreen and gone out, but I've got the sun. So I know I've got my vitamin D. You know, it's a bad thing not to put sunscreen. I'm not propagating it. But I'm just saying that you have to be connected to nature. You have to be connected to staple food. You have to be connected to the sun. You can't put steroids in your body. And you can't have, just because you have zukham, let me have this medicine, I'll become fine tomorrow. No! You have to give your body time to heal. The problem is the world has become so fast, we want everything fast. So if you give 1 or 2 days for your body to heal by itself, you don't need that medicine. The problem is the world makes us feel that our body is stupid. Body is not intelligent. So you have popped this medicine. I have not taken a medicine the last 6-7 years.
Oh, wow.
Neither have I got COVID, touch wood. Now, I don't know what is that, why that happened, but I genuinely believe in my practice and connecting myself to very basic things. You know, basic food, sun, movement, sweating. People can't sweat nowadays.
Correct.
Oh, AC. I mean, if you're making anda, frying it in a pan, you can't throw cold water on it, no. You're warming your body up to exercise.
Correct.
Why are you putting the blast, AC blast? Just explain this to me, and then everybody's blank.
Yeah, right.
It's plain logic.
So I'm assuming you don't like going inside the gym, right?
I love the gym. I mean, I used to be into boxing and lifting and all that, but then...
But there the AC is on full blast.
I used to switch it off. That's why everybody hated me in the gym. They couldn't stand me in the gym. They're like, फिर से ये लड़की पागल लड़की आई है. But then what to do? But then I would say now, because it's so hot, put on the fan. Still not the AC.
What is your favorite place to practice?
Favorite place?
Your ghar, ya beach, ya pahad, ya kahin
You
bahar.
can't really practice in the beach and in the pahad, because what happens is when your body is sweating and the cold air comes and hits, then there's a disbalance in temperature in your body. So you have to kind of do it in an enclosed place, open space. You can keep the windows open. I think it's my house. It's my place in Salt Lake. It's open, and the thing is that your energy gets kind of fixated there
in one place where you've been practicing.
Yeah, you shouldn't even give your mat to someone else, because it's your energy, it's your sweat, it's everything that you put in those 4 hours. Buy your own mat, don't share your mat.
Right, they even say this about, so whenever you're offering prayer or chahe wo puja ho ya namaz ho, don't share mats. That's
See, I didn't even know this.
So this is the
and you know, I met somebody else. I have a dog, and this trainer came and he said that my Ramzan period is going on. And let me tell you something, that during this time, these doctors have told us that there are barely any patients who come to visit, because they are fasting.
Right.
You know, and the problem is with our eyes, greed. Even if our stomach is filled, we see something, our eyes want it, and then we fill ourselves.
Yeah.
That's why we fall sick. You know, so that's what he was telling me, that, you know, even if you're not eating all day and there's a certain time, you're not falling sick.
Correct.
So it's
and Ramzan is all about intermittent fasting.
That's
if
what
you
I'm
actually
saying.
Analyze the time they stop eating, and then they when again they eat, I think it's about a 12-hour or 13-hour gap, which is, I think, 8-16 anyway when it comes to intermittent fasting. So, and it has its own benefits. So, and I'm sure you know too, intermittent fasting.
I've never done intermittent fasting.
But intermittent fasting has its own benefits, and it's amazing.
I'm sure.
So, as you said, a lot of my own friends who fast during this period, whatever ailments they suffer, they automatically start feeling better. It's because they don't force eat.
That's
even earlier, like a year and a half back, I used to force eat a lot of things, because
I know I can see a radical change in you.
You do. Thank you.
And I think you
so
look
much.
very, very handsome.
Thank you so much.
From what I saw you, I think it's quite a few years.
You saw me 2 years back,
and I saw you in a ganji. I walked in. I saw you in a blue ganji and shorts. And when I walked in and I saw you today with your hair done and everything, I just feel like, you know, I didn't see that. It didn't occur to me that, oh, he's become fashionable. It occurred to me that, okay, he's taking care of himself.
I am.
That's what I
earlier
saw.
What used to happen, I used to have my dinner and then रात को 11 बजे pizza मंगा रहा हूँ, फिर और कुछ मंगा रहा हूँ, body खत्म हो चुका है, calorie intake for the day is done. Yet I am ordering, but then I was not feeling confident about myself. Nobody else, I was hardly bothered कोई कुछ बोले नहीं बोले, मतलब, but खुद अच्छा नहीं लग रहा था. So एक दिन, just one day I decided कि नहीं, अब portion control करके खाना है, सब खाना है. I want to have my biryani as well, but I want to have this much. If I have a pizza, I'll have one slice, not more than that. And I'll play my sports, because I honestly don't like going to the gym. So I prefer playing sports. And it has really helped me over the past 1 year.
I'm so happy for you.
And I think it's very important for people to take fitness seriously.
And you know, it's like you saying, no, what changed? What made you get into it? You answered the question yourself. You realized it, that you yourself weren't feeling good.
Correct. Exactly.
Even if 200 people tell you ये क्या कर रहा है,
सही बात है.
You're not going to do it till it.
बोला भी था कि यार भाई मोटा हो जा रहा है, अच्छा नहीं लग रहा. But जब तक वो खुद को हिट नहीं करते, तब तक कुछ नहीं हो सकता.
Never happens.
So, do you like traveling?
Of course, I love traveling. I love it.
Which is your favorite place on earth which you have traveled so far, and which is there in your bucket list?
In my bucket list,
one which have you already traveled, and one which is there in your bucket list.
I think recently I went to Bali.
Achha.
I think I loved the place. It had a lot of Hindu culture. It had a lot of beautiful you know, temples. You know, those the architecture was very beautiful. I loved that. The beaches were beautiful, very scenic. Exactly what you see in photographs, you see it there. So there's no editing happening there. So I loved that. And the place I really want to visit is Portugal, because recently I went to Goa for my training program, and I met this beautiful girl, and she didn't want to stay back in the retreat because it didn't go as she had expected. She was looking for a guruji, you know, somebody who can give purpose, somebody who can give you direction. But it was a very different kind of retreat that was happening. So we became very good friends. Like I fell in love with her.
Okay.
But not in, of course, in a romantic way.
Right.
And, there's some people who come and walk into your lives and make you realize a lot of things about yourself that you don't know.
Yes.
And I just fell in love with her. And then the next place that I want to visit is Portugal because she lives there. And yeah.
And coming to Goa, do you like Goa?
Yeah, I liked it way more this time for some reason. Because of course, because of what I was doing. I just didn't go there to I went there to celebrate my anniversary.
Okay.
And then I was doing a yoga program with my husband because he was my student. And I thought the best way to celebrate my anniversary was to do a yoga program with my student because that's how we met. And then after he left, I did another yoga program. So I was in that zone for 1 month. And I was just telling Aradhana that it reached a point where I was like, I'm not going to be able to go back and communicate with people the same way because you're in such a space over there.
Right.
You're so into yourself and connected. So you need a person from your family to come back and make you feel that, okay,
correct, absolutely,
you have another world back there.
Yes,
you need to kind of, embrace that as well. So I called my mom and I spent a few days with her and I went back. Yeah.
So how long have you been married?
1 year.
1 year. So how did you meet your husband and how is your relationship with him? Is it more you're friends with him or is it like extremely lovey-dovey or?
So we actually, he was my student. I used to teach him yoga on the phone. I had never seen him physically. It was during COVID, lockdown. So he was taking one-on-one classes and he was a very dedicated student. Of course, if he was a creepy student, I wouldn't have continued. But he then, after the lockdowns got over, he came to pay me my money. And I had my morals very much in place because I was just starting off as a yoga teacher. So I was like, "Eishab korle hobe na." Like I can't be like having affairs with my student when I'm just starting off. My morals were very much in place. But kya ho raha tha? It was like an internal battle because we started talking on the phone and I was feeling something, but then I was suppressing the emotion. Like, no, I'm a teacher. I'm talking about yoga. Why am I feeling like this? That was a period. And it made it even more difficult because he was also not hitting on me very directly. Very subtle, And then, we became very good friends. And then eventually he just proposed to me. So it just within a matter of 7 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We got, engaged and all of that happened. And so if you ask me if we're friends and we're lovey-dovey, the thing is that it's a very mysterious relationship because I hadn't been with him for a very long time. So I took a leap of faith because I knew I have been with people before in my life. I knew exactly what I wanted in my life later, I think along with work, relationships also form a very, very, very important part of your life in shaping who you are. I don't think people, speak about it much, but whoever you become in your world, your relationships, whatever has happened to you in your life, it really makes a difference.
Even the wrong ones, in fact, more so.
I'm talking about the wrong ones more. Okay, so I knew exactly what I wanted, but I also knew that I was taking a leap of faith. It's like laddu nahi khao, fir bhi log bolenge shadi nahi kiya to bole laddu khao bhi fir bhi log matlab bole oh shadi karke to phas gaya. So I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna go with my with my intuition, and I jumped into it and I got married to him. But we are very different people. And that's what I'm realizing each and every day. Also, I said we evolve. It's not like I didn't know it. I'm a very, very, very outspoken and, I can speak to people and I'm like, hey, what's up? I can be funny. He is extremely reserved, and he doesn't know anything about the modeling industry. In fact, when he saw me first walk the ramp, he was very overwhelmed. He was like, what's going on? And I was like, listen, this is how it is, I have to kill it when I'm on the ramp and you've got to support me, and this is just how it is, So, and the thing is that he's learned. It's not something that, that comes naturally to people. Everybody is not perfect. But if you've taken a decision to live with someone, you need to give that person time also to understand, because he's not from your world.
Right.
And I'm glad he's not from my world, because I didn't want to talk about clothes. I didn't want to talk about designers all day.
So did he, or I'm sure he does not, but did he ever feel insecure about you? That you were...
I don't think any man is going to say it, hey, listen, you make me feel really insecure.
No, why not? I think it's very okay to say, even if you are.
No, I don't. You know, the thing is that I genuinely...
Did you ever feel that he is insecure? Kabhi bhi, thoda bahut.
Well, I felt that he would feel a little insecure if I probably did something on a Netflix where I had to probably get a little jiggy with someone. That would make him feel insecure.
Right.
I wouldn't lie about that. But maybe if I shot for a lingerie a brand, even if he thinks my dream is to shoot for Victoria's Secrets, let that just be a dream. But that would make him feel a little insecure somewhere, because maybe for him it's like, I want her like that to myself, you know. But when it comes to me wearing, feeling confident in whatever I'm wearing, makes me feel happy in whatever I'm wearing, because you know, clothes, it's just not fabric. It's something, it's an anchor that holds you together. Today, if you're wearing this shirt, I'm sure like 30% of the confidence also came from the fact that you're looking good in this shirt.
You're absolutely right.
Right?
Correct.
Let's say 50% of the confidence also came from that. And the thing is that when I met him, he was a guy who just wore black, white, grey shirts. Now his entire cupboard is like printed, this, that, and this and that. And he's like, you put in so many clothes in my cupboard, now I can't choose what to wear, because he's a very like minimalist person. So I think I've also kind of grabbed his hand and made him grow. Not that I wanted him to be fashionable, but because I love him and I think he's attractive, I wanted him to look his best, you know.
And how would you balance, say, your dream and his insecurities, or whatever you want to call it? And how would you balance everything and bring it in the center so that you're also happy, he's also happy? Because see, maintaining a relationship is not that easy. You have to keep yourself happy, you have to keep the other person happy. So
I'll be very honest. So, you know, before, what I used to do is I always used to focus on the bad. You know, like the thing is that the drawbacks of in a relationship. Like maybe, you know, he has a problem with this, he has a problem with that, he has a problem with this. Because, you know, our mind is wired in a way that we always think of the negative first. We never think of the positive first. Now, consciously thinking, I mean, I'm going to think of the good only first, you know. And then when you ask me this question, you know, this retreat that I went for, there are people coming from all over the world, and there are yogis, there are beautiful human beings, men, women, teachers, and he let me go alone. He was in Goa with me, and I said that the teacher that I look up to, she's the best in the world, and she traveled in Goa for that program, and I said, you need to go back because I need to stay back for this, and he let me go. Now today, if I was in his place, I don't know if I would have been so cool with him staying like, you know, for 2.5 weeks with like new women, you know, from different cultures, interacting. Maybe nothing would happen. But I'm telling you, I'm a kind of person who would feel insecure somewhere down the line, no matter how confident I am in my relationship or how I am as a human being. I'm sure even he was, but he let me go. You know, he didn't tell me, but he let me go. And that was a huge, huge thing for me. I was like, my God, if I was in his place, would I just let him go? You know, because he knows how important yoga is for me. And so this is where I bring in the balance. And I say that, okay, if he has a problem with that, he let me do this. So I'm going to be grateful for that.
Wow. I think this shows how we all evolve from one relationship to other. I think अगर 4-5 साल पहले वाला relationship होता तो शायद
absolutely. And you know, it's what do I say? No one is perfect, you know. No one is perfect for you.
Correct.
Like if you're looking like for the perfect person, there's going to be something that is not going to align. But what you need to do is you need to work on it, and it's very easy to break up. I've realized that. I'm going home, I'm going back, but you know, to make it work, to reconcile, to put your ego aside. Ego is the biggest thing. We are also egoistic. No, wo jo words hai. I've realized sometimes, this is Gaur Gopalan Das, I follow him. There's a very interesting thing he said. He said, So both of us are also very like, when it comes to like, fights, we are like, who's going to say sorry first, this and that. But, slowly we're working on that, because I was like, if I say sorry first, I'm just giving myself that peace. It's not about proving that I'm right. What's going to happen after I prove that I'm right? I'm going to lose that person. In the process of proving, you are wrong and I am right, you just lose the connection, you just lose everything.
Look, even when I feel I am right, I only say sorry.
Yeah, so it's just better that you just say sorry for your own peace. It just doesn't make you smaller or bigger.
Right, absolutely.
And then the person realizes himself or herself, So I've learned that, because I used to be like, I'm a very black and white human being, like a teacher only. I was born to be a teacher. Ye galat hai, why you do this? And the person has to like agree then. But then it's not necessary that,
अच्छा, पहले कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि जब तुम मॉडलिंग कर रही थी कि मॉडलिंग इंडस्ट्री से किसी से प्यार हो गया, रिलेशनशिप में चले गए? प्यार तो खैर बहुत बड़ा वर्ड हो गया.
Never.
You've never dated someone from the industry?
Never, because I've always been very, very particular about who I liked. I've always.
So you're saying you didn't find good people there? No,
not about good people. Every person, like whoever my friends are from the industry, I was never attracted to them. Like for me, attraction is the mind. Like somebody needs to inspire me. That's very important for me. The kind of relationships that I've been in before, I've understood myself as a human being also. That the person needs to be doing something. It could be something small, it could be something big. The person needs to be hardworking and needs to inspire me. It can't be like, oh, I have shitloads of money, I have a fancy car, chal, let's go shopping today. That's going to be a temporary hit for me. Right. I need somebody who inspires me, because I am like that. I love working hard and I have no complaints about it. And if I have a partner who's also hard worker and inspires me, I know I'll be able to give my 500%. So I knew always wanted that in my partner. And it's just that I liked people, but just nobody inspired me.
So are you materialistic? Do you like material things?
I'll lie if I say I'm not materialistic, but there's something very strange that happens. So every time I go for my practice and I come back, I don't like anything on myself. I don't like any kind of jewelry. I don't like anything because, you're so into that zone. But then when you come back, you need to wear your shadi ka bangle and these things that you just need to do. And then you end up wearing earrings and necklaces. I don't think there's anything wrong in liking good things or liking a Louis Vuitton bag or just liking basic things in life. But in the process, I feel don't forget about harnessing your relationships. In the process of achieving these big things in life, don't forget to kind of harmonize your relationships around. In the search for money, in the search for all these things. I love it. Like tomorrow, if you ask me to go to Zara, I'm not going to be like, oh, I've become a yogi, I've kind of denounced material things. It's rubbish. I'm lying to myself. It makes me feel happy. I'm working hard and I don't see anything wrong in it. My intention needs to be right.
Correct. Absolutely.
I'm not cheating anybody, stealing anybody's money and doing it. No, I'm buying it with my own money and it makes me feel happy. So it's as simple as that. But in the process of in this making it big, an empire for yourself, don't only find happiness in that.
Right.
That's my point. Right. Like don't find only happiness in your likes and in your views. Look at the people sitting around in your room who are cooking for you. Your mother who you take for granted. Your father who you take for granted. Who've asked you did you eat today? Your dog who waits for you every single day when you come back home, but you haven't given him that walk and he's waiting for that one walk. He doesn't expect much. And I think that's the reason why God has given them the ability to not speak. They prove through actions, So these things, I would never be able to speak these things if I was not in yoga. If I was stuck with my modeling thing, I was so be into myself. Mujhe ye karna hai, mera figure ye waste karna hai, I need to get this lip job, whatever. I wouldn't be able to feel. I stopped feeling for others.
Right.
So, yeah.
What is the most expensive thing that you own?
Oh God. Most expensive thing that I own, somebody's given me or I've bought.
Anything.
Oh God. Does it have to be a material thing?
It can be anything.
It can be anything.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be a material thing.
Okay.
We've changed the question for you.
I think it's my dog. He came to me coincidentally. It's not like I went to buy a dog. I went to buy a dog for my friend. And you know, when you see a litter of puppies, then you know, oh my god, so cute, so cute. You ended up picking up 2. And I was always into small dogs. होते हैं ना वो जो doll की तरह दिखते हैं, वो जो मतलब
जैसे toy dogs,
toy होते हैं वो लोग, मतलब ऐसे, मतलब they are just like toys. You take them around, this and that. And I always liked dogs like that because I didn't know better. I thought ऐसे ही होते dogs. ठीक है? तो ये जब मेरी जिंदगी में आया, ये मतलब एक गोल्डन रिट्रीवर है, पर है नहीं गोल्डन रिट्रीवर की तरह, एक डोबरमैन की तरह है.
अच्छा.
He's like a police dog.
Okay.
So imagine for me, who like toy-like dogs, is now handling a police dog, and who understands so much that he attacks people if somebody says "marega." Next thing I see my dog flying over my head and he's hanging from the person's hand because he said that he will attack so and so me or someone else he loves. So to be able to kind of tackle him and see this other kind side to him that is also there. So I used to get very hyper. Hey, aisa kyun ho raha hai? Aisa kyun ho raha hai? Then I realized that he's on my energy. The more I become calm, the more I deal with him with love. He's changing as a dog, you know. And I never had to tell him, like every time I was sad, suppose I've had a tiff with someone, he's sitting next to me and he knows that I'm upset. And his face is right in front of my face. And it's like, you know, I'm here, even if you feel alone. So I think that's my most prized possession, that he just came by chance, and I mean, I would do everything to keep him happy in my life.
So with dogs, like I am also I love animals in general.
Yeah.
So in India, the law about dogs, since we are talking about dogs, it's very sad. It's in a very sad situation. Yeah. So if you abuse a dog, the penalty is only 50 rupees. So it's that less. And I'm sure you've also come across stories where dogs are tortured.
Yeah.
They're thrown acid, then they are beaten. Yes. And then home dogs who are abandoned.
Died outside the house.
Yes. And then illegal breeders who forcefully make dogs mate and rape them to have more litters.
Yes.
So I believe that we as a society now should slowly, and each person should start speaking about it, that we should start adopting more dogs from the shelter, adopting more dogs from the streets, so that all dogs are kind of given a home, and the breeding is stopped.
Yes.
So what is your take on that? Because if we don't do, then who else will do?
So, I mean, I was never like I said, I was not into like dogs. Like friends used to have dogs, I used to pet them. Then I liked the toy dog, and then Trippy came into my life. And then before that, my husband actually had 2 indie dogs. Okay. So he had rescued one, and we have another one. So we have 2 more outside. Okay. So now I've realized that, you know, at the end of the day, it's just that this one just has more fur, and that one is this one's just more delicate, and this one's a little more, you know, stronger, a little more hardcore. They are dono same. Exactly. So I feel that, you know, people should, and I know friends who feed 300 dogs a day, and they are genuine dog lovers in Calcutta. Her name is Srimoy. I have another friend called Ohuna, and they just go out of their way. They see a dog on the road. I have not seen dog lovers like that in my life. Like anything happens to a dog, on the next thing they picked up the dog and they are going to the hospital, and they're putting up stories saying, could you please put in this fund, could you please? So I think, you know, if we have more people helping them out, organizations, you know, kind of putting their foot forward, build a hospital in Calcutta for dogs. I think that's very important, because, you know, when there are emergency cases, there are no hospitals.
They're not
in Calcutta
for dogs.
You know, eventually, I think if I do well in my life, that's something I really want to do. Like do a hospital for dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be, and I think there'll be a lot of people with us.
Yes,
we should do this together.
Yes, and I really want to do that in my life, because they are people, they are beings who can't say, you know, that they are in pain, and as human beings, people who feel for them are doing for them. And I'm not saying everybody should be ardent dog lovers, but just do little bit. Don't
go around harming them.
Just don't go around harming them. Just do a little bit as you can, because, you know, There's something called karma. There's something called the universe, the supreme power watching over you.
Absolutely.
So you somewhere down the line, you're getting blessings from somebody who you look up to. So that's all that matters.
So from moving from animal bachchas to human bachchas, do you want to have human bachchas in the future?
Oh, no.
I think you answered it. It's fine. So you don't
but honestly speaking, I've always felt that everybody should do everything in their life. Like even getting married, I thought it was like an experience.
Achha.
I never did it because,
Mummy ne bola, shadi karna hai,
my parents never forced me.
Achha.
They never forced me. I think they were more than happy that I was staying in their house doing yoga. I was like, Mama, this. Because I shared a very beautiful relationship with my mother. We're like best friends. But I think because I'm born a woman, I think this is something that I want to experience in my life. Okay. I want to see myself grow a belly slowly. I want to experience how it feels to have another life, something kicking inside my body. And I think I've been born a woman for a reason. I'll tell you something that I've noticed. I don't know whether it's stupid or not. It's just an observation. There are many people who are not very tall. There are many people who are not very short. But you see, God has made them in a way. You see somebody short walks into the room, but you see the amount of attitude and persona that they have, and they walk in, But the same, you see a tall person walking in, he might not have the same confidence.
Right.
I've seen a lot of people like that, good-looking people who aren't too tall. They are short, but that confidence in them.
Right.
Tall people, they're not very good looking, but the personality in them. So I feel God has taken a lot of time to make each and every person in a way that is balanced. He has not made everybody cup full. That you don't have anything to pour. Like, you have too much to pour.
Right.
It's in a balanced form for everyone. So I feel that if I'm a woman, I've been born for a reason to be a woman, and I want to experience that in my life at least once. Right. And then
I have a bit different take here, because what I feel, I think Indian society in general, they have very few people, man, woman, or any gender, very few percentage of people genuinely want to experience of having a baby. Like you said, it's more often that आया करते आए हैं तो मुझे भी करना है, मेरे को मेरा फैमिली ट्री बढ़ाना है, it's to satisfy their own ego, खुद का खून, खुद का ये.
No, I'll be very happy.
So it's actually 90% of that when people want to have their बच्चas, and only 10% or even maybe few जो तुमने कहा कि मुझे वो experience करना है. ऐसे तो मैं, क्योंकि ऐसे मैंने सुना नहीं. It's more like हाँ, मेरे को वंश बढ़ाना है आगे, मेरा खानदान बढ़ा. It's mostly that in India. And in the Indian subcontinent.
I think the most important for me, like I said, is to experience it, to see myself like that. And I'm more than happy to I want to name my daughters beautiful names. Because, because my mother's name is Laila, and my name is Sneha. So I was never happy with my name. So I think one more reason for me to have a child is the experience and to give them like beautiful names, but nothing to anything to do with my family tree or anything like that. I think I also don't want to send them to school.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to send them to school. I think I want to do like homeschooling for them. I want them to be attached to nature as much as possible. Because I think when you go to school nowadays, you understand who's rich and who's poor,
again,
who has which car and who doesn't. Because when my brother went to school, he used to come back to tell me that. But when I went to school, I never understood it. In La Martiniere, we never knew who was well off in my class, at least in my time. So
true, correct.
Yeah, yes. And I want them to be physically active more rather than be on iPads. So that's the reason why I want to have a child, to be able to make them grow in an environment which is very connected to, again, nature. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sneha. We have this next thing which our wonderful team has curated for
Rapid fire.
It's, I think, this or that, right? This or that? Yeah, this is this or that.
I hope I haven't bored y'all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
So there are choices given. So you have to choose, and you have to be very rapid. So it's rapid fire, but just that Karan Johar is not there.
Okay, cool. Okay. It's okay. I'm happy with you.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. Sona. Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Yes. So ocean or mountains?
Any day ocean.
Yoga trainer or model?
Yoga trainer.
Pet parent, child parent?
Pet parent.
Coffee or chai?
Coffee.
Phone or camera?
Camera.
Books or movies?
I have to choose one?
Yeah. You can choose both also.
Both.
Both. Okay. Biryani or Subway?
Biryani.
Sari or dress?
Sorry.
Boyfriend or husband?
A boyfriend and a husband.
Strawberry or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Instagram, Facebook?
Instagram.
Curly hair or straight hair?
Curly.
Studios or runways?
Runways.
Thank you so much, Sneha. Thank you so much for being such a sport.
Thank you.
I would request you,
so
to write a small note for us.
Okay.
And then read it out to that camera.
Oh, for you guys?
For all of us,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do I have to read it out?
Yes, please.
Okay. I think you guys are doing a wonderful job adding meaning, positivity, and hope for the world outside and for the people who want to be and need to be heard. So glad to be a part of your tribe now and always. Much love.
And this is a small gift from us.
Thank you so much.
This gift has been designed by Utsav Creations.
Okay.
So thank you to Utsav Creations.
This is beautiful.
Thank you so much, Sneha.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.